some of the least played cards that I've seen so far in EDH, especially at my local game stores. Some cards that I just haven't seen being played quite a bit, which I don't understand. Some of them are rare, but uh, for the most part, I think these are some cards that need to see a little bit more play. First card we start off with is Mind Twist. Mind Twist is 1 black X. Target opponent discards X cards at random from hand. Well, I mean, being able to make somebody completely discard every card in their hand in one turn is absolutely devastating. Even if they had 4 or 5 cards, 5 mana is not a lot to pay just for cleaning somebody's answers out of their hands. It's insane. Next on the list is Ashes to Ashes. What can I say about this card? You can remove 2 cards from the game. You have to pay 5 life, but being able to remove 2 threats from the board, 2 commanders, 2 gigantic creatures, and doing it with black is pretty much unheard of. Next is Lurking Predators. Being able to look at your top of your library in a group game every single time somebody casts anything and putting a creature onto the battlefield is something that can get out of control extremely quick. I mean, this card is a little more expensive than the other cards, sitting at $5, but $5 well spent. Next card is extremely underrated. I never see anybody playing this card. I think I'm the only one that I've ever seen to play this card. So it's only 2 mana, 1 black, 1 neutral. Separate all creature cards into 2 piles and to destroy the creatures in that pile. That's insane for 2 mana. This card is about $1.50 right now. Next on our list is Telepathy. Telepathy for 21 cents. You too can make your opponents hate the game. I don't know how annoying it is. When I used to play this back in 2010, how annoying it was to have to play with my hand revealed and draw a card and just show them the card automatically. This card is so ridiculously underplayed too. It's criminal. This card is hilarious, and at 21 cents it's well worth it. Next is Bonfire of the Damned. $1.35. Miracle for just the 1 red and X. Destroy all the creatures on your opponent's side for 4 to 6 mana. That is insane. It's a one-sided board wipe, and I mean that's crazy for 4 or 5 mana. You could just absolutely demolish somebody's board state. Next is Coastal Piracy. This actually got a reprint in Jumpstart, but it's sitting at about $2 right now. I have not seen a single person play this card. Reads, whenever you deal combat damage to a player, you draw a card. The amount of small creatures that a lot of people have in their decks, I mean, this can draw you 5, 6 cards a turn if you want to play it that way. Next is Soothsaying. Just 1 mana to put it out. Look at the top X cards of your library and put them back in any order. So you can stack your deck every single turn. I mean, I would say Sensei's Divining Top is better, but for a budget of $1, I think this is a really, really, really good option. Plus, it has the ability to play the 5 and then shuffle the library too if you don't find anything on the top that you like. All right, here's another one I never see anybody play, and it's $1.16 right now. Weird Harvest is everybody searches their library for X creature cards and put it into their hand. This card can win you games on the turn you play it. I don't understand why more people don't play it, especially when everybody's tapped out and they have nothing to do on their turn. Being able to just get every creature in your hand that you want that turn and win is crazy good. Underrated card for sure. Next one is a little bit more expensive and does see some play in CEDH as of CEDH Rec. It's $4.50, but being able to completely shut down somebody's turn, both spells and make it to where their creatures can attack, is invaluable, especially in a format like CEDH when you have players that are available to just murder you in one turn. But being able to completely shut down somebody's turn for 2 white mana, crazy good. This needs to be played more. Next one is Prison Term. I am the only person I've seen use this. It did get a reprint in the Commanders box. I think it was like a 2015 or 16. But it reads, enchanted creatures can't attack or block and can't activate abilities. The cool thing about Prison Term is that you're able to bounce it around to any creature on the table that you deem fit for it. When they come into play, you can decide to either bounce it or not bounce it to them. And it's just one of those things that almost want to stay on the board for other people's sake too. So I've seen other people actually protect the Prison Term just because they don't want anything big to hit the field and then be able to kill everybody. So this is a pretty interesting card. 38 cents. Pretty underrated. Next one is Bear Umbra. Bear Umbra is incredibly powerful for $5. And you're probably thinking to yourself, and you're going to say, oh, David, people play Sword of Feast and Famine all the time, and it does pretty much the same thing. Well, the difference between Sword of Feast and Famine and Bear Umbra is 2 things. First, Sword of Feast and Famine doesn't protect you from getting board wiped. Where Bear Umbra, if you were to destroy the creature, instead you destroy the Bear Umbra instead, because it has the totem armor effect on it. Another thing about Bear Umbra is the creature doesn't have to actually hit the player. Where for Sword of Feast and Famine, they have to hit the player. This one, all they have to do is attack. So before anything, before combat, before anything, the first thing you do is untap all your lands. So this is incredibly good, and I don't see barely any people playing it. I don't know why. All right, here's another really good one. Wake of Destruction. 3 red mana, 3 neutral. Destroy target land and all lands with the same name as that land. I will destroy your forest and all your other forests. You see what I'm getting at? It is a complete and utter one-sided Armageddon for one person or 2 people, depending on, if those other people are playing forests as well. For 6 mana, you too can make your friends not like you anymore. All right, next one is Weathered Wayfarer that I put on my little list here. By the way, that Wake of Destruction card is 45 cents. So if you can make enemies for 45 cents. Anyway, Weathered Wayfarer is a 1/1 Humid Nomad Cleric that says 1 white and tap, search your library for a land card, reveal it, put it in your hand. You can only do this if your opponent has more lands than you. You gotta be kidding me. You're able to search for a non-basic land almost every turn, especially if somebody is playing green. Plus the added effect of nobody's getting more ahead of you. And all it took was this one Weathered Wayfarer. $1.44. I mean, that's a hell of a deal. All right, last one on my list here is I put Insurrection on here. It is a little bit more expensive, and it seems like it's going up in value. It's sitting at around $7.50. But this card, I have not seen a single person. I have not seen one person use this card. We are in a group game format now in Commander. We're in a 4-person pod. How many times have you seen the board with absolutely no creatures on it? After a board wipe, of course, but you generally see the board absolutely chock full of creatures. Being able to untap, gain haste, and attack with every single one of the creatures on board is an absolute win mechanic. It's this card, it doesn't need any kind of funky 2-card combo, this or that. It just says, give me every creature on the board. I'm going to crush into somebody or crush into multiple people and win. So, very, very underrated card. I want to see this card being played more. This card is incredibly powerful. Anywho, thank you so much for enjoying my little rant on cards that I think are underutilized and underplayed in EDH. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.